But Charlie, you were saying that you don't have any issues with the front line, and I know that we have a little bit of a different opinion there. I definitely think Ashley Hatch should have made this roster.
But who comes off?
Yeah, I think she has the skill to be.
Alyssa Thompson.
As much as she is the future of this team, Ashley Hatch has proved herself. She went to the W Championship and she got injured right before, or she would have played a ton of minutes there. Really, really sad to see her not get the chance to prove herself on the national team stage as she would have at the W Championship. But we're talking about Alyssa Thompson. I just think that there's a lack of experience there. Mind you, I want her to be the next biggest thing, but you already have so many young players that are getting this World Cup experience in Sophia Smith and Trinity Rodman in those front line that you don't necessarily have to continue to, be molding the next 4 years and the next 4 years with this experience. You bring on some young players, they're never going to see the field because you're building, right? You don't really need redundancy there.
For me, there's no redundancy because long term, Sophia Smith is my 9 when I look at this group. Sophia Smith is a complete player. And so when Alex Morgan, ages out, I think Sophia Smith is the next rightful heir to the 9 for the U.S. Women's National Team, and Alyssa Thompson is your left winger.
I think you're taking away a lot.
Swanson role.
You're taking away a lot of things that she's very good at if you put her as the center forward. Like, she's really good at crossing the ball. We've seen her assist rate is incredible.
You can still cross the ball as a 9.
At the 9, she's so central. She's very strong coming from the side and cutting in, and she carves up from the outside so well that if you take away that from her because she's so central and has to stay that 9, I don't think that's her
she's
route.
Central right there.
I'm not saying she can't do it centrally. Of course she can.
Ashley Hatch, for me, does one thing incredibly well, and that's score goals. That's when I think of a gamer.
That's what a 9 is.
That's what I think of. True. But I think there's someone else on this roster that is getting an opportunity that we're not thinking of that can do the exact same thing. You bring her in specifically to score goals, and that's Lynn Williams. You have someone like an Ashley Hatch in that sense where they're like, this is the one thing we're going to ask you to do, and I think I have the confidence in her to be able to do that. I don't think you're wrong. I think Ashley Hatch has an incredible value and incredible talent.
The only person that is an
really
actual
dynamic.
9 behind, like that was Alex Morgan's replacement throughout these processes was Ashley Hatch. She was the only 9 behind her, and I just think that it's a miss.
What can she do that Sophia Smith can't?
I think Sophia Smith has to be on the outside. I'm not taking Sophia Smith out.
What can she do that Sophia Smith can't do?
Because there's a lot that Sophia Smith can do that Ashley Hatch can't.
I agree, but not as a 9. We're talking, yes, the players have different abilities and different strengths and weaknesses, but she is a 9. And Alex Morgan is a little bit older now. She's going to need someone to take that spot. So if you take her out, then you're playing who on the outside if you take Sophia Smith and put her in the 9?
So you have Trinity Rodman and Alyssa Thompson and Lynn Williams. You have 3 dynamic wingers who can change the game for this U.S. Women's National Team, and they could be starters. They could start on almost any team in the world. So for me, Sophia Smith, because she's so complete, she doesn't get enough credit for her hold-up play. So what I've seen from her, just running the channels, yes, she gets outside, she can dribble. That's the X factor as a 9. She can beat players 1v1. She can pop out wide, and any of the wingers can follow in because she's going to suck those center backs out of the position. So that's why she is the next 9. She's not playing 9 now.
But we're talking about now. 9. We're talking about this World Cup,
That's
Charlie.
why she can be the player, because Alex Morgan's the 9. So Charlie, Ashley Hatch isn't going to play.
So, Charlie, you think
I disagree because of where Alex Morgan is in her career right now.
You were happy that Alyssa Thompson has obviously been included.
Yes.
So for you, has Vlatko got all these selections completely right? Anyone missing for you?
That's a charged question. All of them are completely right?
Or this is a complete squad?
We will see. Given there's no injuries, then yes, because in terms of attacking talent, he didn't miss a thing. In my opinion,
let's talk about the midfield.
Attacking talent.
We talked about the back line a little. We disagree on the front line.
Okay.
When we talk about the midfield, Rose Lavelle has not been playing. She has been injured. So what are you doing in that midfield?
That's why he took Savannah DeMello, because she is a two-way player. So in terms of your attacking trio, you have that set. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any discussion there. Depending on form, you may have different substitutions, but they're going to attack. Sometimes you may need someone who's going to be a little bit more defensive than attacking in this system, because you can keep those the 3 a little bit higher. So Savannah DeMello comes into play. Ashley Sanchez comes into play. Those are 2 players who I think Vlatko says, I feel very confident they can get the job done while Rose Lavelle recovers and gets into a rhythm.
I don't think that you can say that he feels very confident. He put her on the roster, but when she had chances to get called up by the national team, he didn't call her up until now. I mean,
well, that tells you that he's confident. This is the moment. This is the World Cup. He's not calling them up if he's not confident.
When we talk about that midfield, you know, one of the big things is Julie Ertz is coming back from being out for so long, coming back from injury. We haven't really seen her perform at a, you know, oh wow, it's Julie Ertz kind of level. My respects to her. So the 6 has to be Andy Sullivan. Are we across the board? The 6 has to be Andy Sullivan, or you're putting Julie Ertz in there?
What did I say when we started talking about Julie Ertz in the beginning? She may not start this World Cup. By the end, she is the starter. In my view, she will get there.
What has she done in league play that makes you feel like she's even close to getting there?
It's not about what I think she's done so far. It's about the trust that Vlatko has in Julie Ertz to get to where he needs her to be in terms of a ball-winning defensive midfielder, someone who's going to mark up on her responsibilities on set pieces, and who's going to fill in the void if a center back gets hurt. That's Julie Ertz. So he's betting on Julie Ertz being the Julie Ertz that he knows by the end of this World Cup. I think she's going to have a big influence.
She's the versatile player, isn't she, that he can put really in so many different positions.